Hello, TIs. Hello, good people. It's Sherry. So I'm gonna overshare with you again a little bit here this morning. All right, so this is like the third part in the 3 videos that I released about my targeting. Okay, starting with, well, fourth video, starting with Saturday when I didn't get any sleep. And I know these are not fascinating videos, but this is real life, like real time. I'm just trying to document what's going on. So, okay, it's Tuesday morning. I have to work later, kind of a long shift. So, yesterday, I was hadn't slept very much. Saturday was kept up all night. Same thing Sunday. And Sunday, long story, ended up not feeling good again a little bit. But it's so I'm like, oh boy, last night, or what was it? Excuse me. Sunday was fine. Monday, I was okay. And then I ate some Chinese food, which was like the worst thing to eat after, if you're sick a little bit. I'm like, oh, it should be fine. It was vegetables. So I'm like, vegetables should be safe, but they were spicy vegetables, which I love spicy, but so there was a bit of stomach problems, you know what I'm saying? And anyway, so I needed my sleep last night. I'm like, please, God in heaven, let me go to sleep, in peace. So it was relatively peaceful. However, these neighbors think they're slick. Okay? They were quieter about it. They were. I heard them. Now, the weirdest thing, too, this is very disturbing. I was talking about terrorism, which is what this is. It is terrorizing that every time I wake up, every time. Now, I'm single, mind you. I have no husband here with me. Okay? So this is being a single woman living by yourself. It can be kind of, it's a risk. So I'm aware of that, you know. But it's so what these perps do, and it's to cause psyops, it's to cause mental distress. They make sure that I hear them whenever I wake up, okay? Whenever I wake up and whenever I go to sleep. So they're letting me know, like a rapist, like a stalker, I'm there. I'm there when you're there. I don't get that piece of like, I'm by myself, privacy. They let me know that they're there. So every time I wake up, and they're trained to do this, every time I wake up, they wake up. It's very disturbing because it's like, why? What do you want? Just to, cause trauma. So, but this time they're quieter about it, you know? I think that these videos are really helping because a lot of how these people work is in the shadows. Although lately mine have been so bold. And I think a lot of reason my perps are so bold is because what was said and almost like they feel justified in treating me like a subhuman. And that what I didn't realize was nipping that in the bud right away. You see, because a lot of the people, obviously you realize at this point that it's a human trafficking type of program. If they're not human trafficking for sex, which is often what they do, they're also human trafficking for experimentation. They're making money illegally off of another human being. And there's a money trail, otherwise these people wouldn't do this. Strangers wouldn't just keep stalking you. Just for, not that they're not SOBs, but just because it would waste their time. So, but obviously there's a money trail. There's money involved. So, what do you call that? You call that human trafficking. Call it what it is. So, I'll be darned if human traffickers are going to sit up and call me any type of names. When they should be the last person to comment. Actually, they should have to sit behind bars, which most of us, if you do something wrong, especially in a sexual nature, you should sit because it would help you rehab and see if you can get yourself back into society and be normal again. Otherwise, sexual crimes can turn deviant and can turn, then you end up in a case where you get serial killers. Now, I'm not talking about crime of pet. No, that's different. That's different. I mean, it's bad, but that's different. You can kind of see what leads up to that. Not saying it's the reason, just serial killers is when they kill for literally strangers for no reason. Crimes of passion, you had to kind of know the person, and there was a trail, anyways. Serial killers is, hey, I was going to the grocery store, some Ted Bundy and all them, that they'll say they got how randomly they got their victims, seen a girl walking, some of them they were hitchhiking back in the 70s, picked them up from school. I mean, that's literally getting killed for no reason. Okay? I mean, there's no reason to, but you know what I'm saying? So, especially when you're dealing with human traffickers, it's very scary because it's like you're already breaking a million laws, using weapons on people, already assaulting me. You're assaulting me, albeit you're doing it with an energy weapon remotely, but you're doing it. that puts your mind in a weird spot. You know, this crime is dangerous to citizens. You know, I'm surprised that the law enforcement and police haven't really acknowledged it as such. But because it is a crime that is trafficking, and it's paid for a lot by organizations, they kind of, I think, pay law enforcement and stuff hush money. And they let them think, oh, it's not that bad. Don't worry, we're not hurting them. As a victim of one of them, yeah, they are. They're hurting us. They're hurting us. They're hurting our lives. They're hurting our everything. And it could turn dangerous. Okay? So, objectively, what happened last night? Woke up a couple times. Now, this has something to do with their ability, with the energy weapons, their ability to wake you up out of a dead sleep. And I don't know how to explain it, but they can, different parts of the brain control different things, all right? Hunger, fear, pain, different functions, right? Sleep. So there's a certain part of the brain, if you hit it with a frequency, it can make you feel as if something's an emergency, right? So all of a sudden, a couple times last night, I wake up out of the bed like it's an emergency. I'm looking for something. And that's happened to me. That is so prevalent in my targeting. I never did that before this targeting happened. And I know that it's not organic. It's not me waking up with an emergency, because I don't have any emergencies. Like I said, again, and I keep saying it, I don't have a husband or kids. So what could there be in an emergency? There is none. I mean, there are, urgencies going on in the world, of course. But emergencies, straight up emergencies, no. But that is a side effect of the energy weapons. And they know this, you know. Which also, if you can imagine this program, these are perps, okay, like say it would be the neighbors. They'd be the ones doing it. They have the equipment. But I believe this program has to be overseen by a type of somebody with medical expertise, a doctor and or a nurse. Okay, maybe that comes and does home visits. So why would that be? Just the amount. I can't get into all of it, what's happened to me right now, but best believe there's been medical experimentation on me and the marks to prove it. Okay, and like I was saying, just the eye thing, and just there's so many, and I can't say it logically right now. I just woke up. I just want to document this. But so last night this morning I wake up and they're in their basement. Okay, it's super creepy too, man. I don't know if it's this couple. I think it's so funny because the couple, I heard they were arguing the other day. Now their basement is below my bedroom. Okay, so they're in the basement a lot. At least the husband is. Gross. He's not doing laundry. And I think there's like a kid or something. I don't hear him taking care of the kid. I just hear him in the basement. Whenever I'm in my bedroom. Right? Getting that machine set up. So I think the wife gave him a little problem. What are you doing in the basement all the time? Yeah, what are you doing in the basement all the time? Go do something. And I don't hear him going to work. None of my business now. I try to mind my own business. But obviously, if these people, you're aiming an energy weapon on me, you're stalking me in my own home, you're not minding your business. So therefore, whatever, right? I'm just saying what I heard. I heard a little arguing. The missus was mad about something. Now, I don't know about what. I can only imagine as a woman. And I'm just trying to put myself in this situation. Me and my boyfriend, we got a kid, and we're signed to watch some lady, we're getting paid for it, some criminal stuff, we think we're a cool couple, Bonnie and Clyde or something like that. But now the hubby is focusing more on the victim. Poor me, I don't want him. Please, honey, get your husband, get him up out of the basement. Go walk, go take a walk with your baby or something. Go do something as a couple. Do something. Leave me alone, please. What's that song? I don't want your man. Please. Not interested. Not even my type. Not into married men. Not into certain types of men. Not my cup of tea. So, but that's what I was thinking. Little maybe jealousy or something. Why are you spending all the time in the basement? Focusing on me, poor me, victim. I'm just trying to take a nap, lady. I work long hours. Come get your husband. Please. But you see that? You see how this program is so deviant? You see how Satan works? He destroys not only one life, but other lives. And then if they got a kid, daddy's not paying enough attention to the kid because daddy's, his crime syndicate is paying him to stalk this woman. And what does that do to daddy's mind when you're turning into deviant? All bad. All bad. So you see, that's why these crimes need to be made more publicly aware, because otherwise this can sound crazy. And that's how they like it. They like to keep these crimes hidden. They're hidden crimes because it sounds so like, oh my goodness, that's impossible. A neighbor would stalk another neighbor. People wouldn't do that. But yeah, they would. They really would. You would think, I'm going to get, very, I'm going to just be real with you guys. You wouldn't think a person would want to have sex with a kid, an adult. Yet, the child pornography industry is booming. So obviously there are people who are very deviant who do things like this. So if somebody will just picture that as the worst. So if somebody will do that, there are people that would do that, then everything else is, you can imagine that they would do that too. Sure they would. Especially if there's money. It's all so these crimes. And that's my goal. Stop making them hidden. There's energy weapons that people are using to help them facilitate these crimes. Okay? So, anyways, last night I go to sleep. The machine, they must have had it on low this time. Okay? And, but it was there. It was still, but like a light. They don't want me to notice it. Oh, don't notice us. Oh, I noticed still. But I was so tired I slept through it. And it was on low. Okay? And like I said, they must have beamed it or whatever it is, at a certain spot, because I did get up a few times with that like emergency that's always looking for something. It's the oddest thing. But I knowing what I know about technology and how the brain works, and experiments that have been done on people when there are participants, non-participants, victims in medical testing programs for neurological stuff, they will do stuff like that. So I was up a couple times looking for some imaginary a thing, and then I realized it once I'm up. Then I'm like, wait a second, why? Oh darn it, I fell for it again. Okay, and then I like go back to sleep. So that happened a few times, and definitely the buzzing, and I heard the voice of the husband or whatever below. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I don't want to say 100%. Okay, I reserve that right. I'm not saying 100%, but just based on my observations, okay, from what I heard, what I saw, I heard the husband in the basement, okay, and I can tell, I'm not trying to be funny, but, when someone's black, they have a little bit of a different, you can tell a black accent. I don't know how, you know what I'm saying, sounds like a black dude, okay, boom, and I know that the husband. Okay. And of course, they get up when I get up in the morning, and they were here down below when I went to sleep. So there you go. There you have it. So now, at least though, I feel better. Like they're trying to hide it now, which is what they should. I mean, to be so blunt about abuse of a person is somebody must, and I'd like to know who's funding them. Because somebody, bet your bottom dollar, this man is not down in the basement running this machinery, staying up at different hours, hours that I had. And I don't like this because I don't ever want it to form like an intimacy, like a weird, oh, we're in the same. No, we're not nothing. You disgust me. If I could put him in jail and whoever pays him, I would. Not throw away the key. I at least would like them to, just move away from me. But you see, this has happened because it's a program. It's not just one person. This everywhere I move. So it's an organization that is paying to have me stalked in an organized fashion. And I doubt that it is the government. I hate, I go back and forth, but it just seems like the government would be smarter. Like, you guys really are a government entity and are acting like this? If you get caught, isn't this a lawsuit for me? Like, isn't this like jail time for you? Isn't somebody going away for a long time? Like, isn't this illegal? Wouldn't you not want the public to know this? Or are they that bold now? They just that full of themselves. Like, no, we're, we're human traffickers, and that's what we are, and that's what we do. Like, kind of sign of the times. Kind of makes me feel not, just that's a very dangerous way to look at things. Like, you can do what you want. Excuse me, why? Why are you allowed to assault another citizen? Okay, but this, I don't want to get too long and too boring. Anyways, that's the meat and potatoes of it. That they did it again, but this time more quietly and less intense. That could also be, I'm wondering, I notice a pattern with my attacks, okay? That they like to sleep deprive me for a couple days. So that way, when they're planning on maybe coming in and doing some medical experiments, I'm nice and tired. You know what I mean? I can't wake up. So I wonder, because the more rested I am, the more, if they use something like whatever medicine, chemicals, gases, I'm less likely to respond to them, right? Because I'll be rested. So I notice if they're going to do an attack, that they'll purposely sleep deprive me for a couple days beforehand. So that might be what was leading up to it too. So what, yesterday was Monday? That could that could be part of it. Okay? But they're now trying to be quieter with their, abuses. But it's happening right right down yonder. So, um just be aware this is going on. I'm going to try to collect the evidence as best as I can. Um, Wish me luck, because it's, you know, this is a ongoing battle. There is a book. I'll just say this real quick. There's a book called Guinea Pigs that I did a review on. That was actually one of the ways I got started, and a lot of information I got from that book. And the author, he's actually a doctor, Dr. John Hall. He works with Dr. Robert Duncan, who's also, I think, an engineer, and he worked on a lot of the actual the technology, you know, the advanced satellite based technology for like DoD and the CIA and stuff. So he's been on programs like Jesse Ventura's Brain Invaders, and he wrote a couple books, one called Project Soul Catcher, which explains in detail the capabilities of this of these advanced satellite-based technology, and when it interfaces with the human brain, what it can do, what it can make human behavior do, how it can trigger, and how it can basically control a person. Once you've got everything into place, that's how controllable the human organism is. We hate to think that, but it is. On a biochemical level, it is. Unfortunately, only monsters would tap into that and abuse it, though. But of course, we're dealing with the Luciferian worshipping elite, so it's kind of what they are. They're the monsters of our dreams, right? Um, but anyways, that guy was saying with his targeting, they were getting so bad. And he's a doctor, a surgeon, so he has some money. He owns a ranch and stuff. He said they were getting so bold, his perps were, that they were driving up to his ranch. And, his ranch is far out, so he's like, he knew they were there for him, because otherwise he doesn't get visitors. It's so far out of the way that when people come there, they're purposely looking for him. It's that much in the backwoods and stuff, out rural. So he was saying how he kept getting visitors, perps, and threatening him and stuff on his property. So he's a gun owner. This is in Texas, has his firearms legally, which, that's what our country allows. Okay, so good for him. And finally, he was getting scared. Like, these people could kill him. They had already raped his previous girlfriend and stuff. I guess, he now has a different wife and everything. But, he has a family to protect, you know. So he's just said he started, he called the sheriff's department and they believed him. And he called the police and they believed him. So that was good. He had them on his side. And he asked them, what should I do? I'm scared. The next thing, and this is true about perps. That's why I'm broadcasting this, and I'm getting ready to, to do some things legally, because it's like animals, like bullying. If you don't stop it soon, then that's how it gets all, give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And in warfare, that. Kind of like with fighting. If somebody steps into your space and you don't do anything, then they know they can get all up in your space. It's kind of like, if you don't correct the behavior right away, it will keep on. So, this guy was saying he went to the sheriff's department. They're coming into my property. I'm afraid they're going to hurt me next, me and my wife. What should I do? And he said that he was told, get out your gun, because you're within your rights on your property, that you can, that you can, protect yourself on your own property. So that's what he did. And, And then he said after that, after he, fired a couple rounds, warning rounds, to the perps when they were on his property, he said he didn't get as many perps anymore, if any at all. So that's a good thing. That's also, to me, that's like, wow, that's so extreme. I mean, he had to do that. And in my situation, though, I don't live in the country. I'm not a Texan. I'm not a doctor. You know what I mean? And how for the rest of us, how does that translate? Like, we just can't go around like firing warning shots. You know what I mean? Although that would be nice. Like, hey, I said, I said. So there's more of a legal way. And this is where the government has to step in and do their job, since they're the ones that are supposed to uphold law. Okay, they have to help us out in this situation. So we're gonna figure it out, guys. Right? Solve these puzzles. All right. Sorry, it's the morning. I haven't even. I like I said, I wanted to document this before I started the day. But yeah. So still went on. This time they're trying to be quieter. Little husband and wife team. Mm-hmm. Very, very. That, at least I suspect. I highly suspect that's, the noise is coming from below. Then they're down below and arguing. Anyways, so to be continued. I'll let you know. Today's gonna be a long day for me, so I probably won't talk to you guys until a lot later. All right, but I'd like to see some of your videos. You guys should make some videos too, and just to record it and to share these stories. You never know. Maybe we could put together a collage, and or get a little get a little collection, and just to have it. I think it's good for encouragement for TIs too, for new TIs and for old, for seasoned TIs who've been going through this for decades. And I think it's important too for our safety that we record this, because I do think when you don't acknowledge the perps, I was trying to do the ignore thing for a while, ignore. It works to a point, but when people are dead set on hurting you, that does you no good, because they're like, oh, great, we're abusing you and you're not saying anything, just what we wanted. That only helps further their cause. So, yeah, no, make videos about it. I want to see. I want to hear your stories. What's happening to you? What's going on? All right, let's try to support each other in this. I am going to look forward to doing some more scripted videos too. So these are just for right now, but the scripted ones are pretty good too for information. I wanted to do one. There's a story about a Supreme Court case where a neighbor was assaulting his neighbor with energy weapons, and I want to tell you what the judge ruled on it. Okay, but I'll do a scripted video on that, because that one deserves a lot of, I can't just randomly talk about that one. Got to get the facts and stuff straight. So I'll do that at some point. I haven't had time. Like I said, when you don't get sleep, and this is purpose. It takes down the quality of life, because instead of me living my life and doing things, I'm constantly having to play catch up with my sleep, and not able to tend to my other things. So not cool. But we'll see. We're gonna go ahead and move forward. I hope you guys have a good week, and hope everything is well with you. Keep doing your research. Keep doing your research, and remember that God loves us. Have a good day. Bye, TIs. Bye, good people.